Dear learner, let us continue with my object-oriented programming video lecture series. This is part 9 and my YouTube channel is Learn with Joy. So welcome you. Let us start. This video contains constructor, argument passing, exception handling and mathematical functions. Let us see one by one. Now first, constructor. What is constructor? Constructor initialize an object immediately upon creation. It has the same name as the class in which it resides and syntactically similar to the methods. Now let us see the syntax. Class rectangle, double width, double height. Rectangle width equals 9, that is 9 the value is assigned to width, and height the 6 is assigned to height, and this rectangle is syntactically similar to any method and it has the same name of the class rectangle. This type of initialization, immediate initialization, is called constructor. Now let us discuss about argument passing. The argument passing are mainly of two types. One is call by value, another one is call by reference. In the procedure oriented programming C, there are two type of argument passing, call by value and call by reference. This method copies value of an argument into a formal parameter of the subroutine. Now change made to the parameter implies no effect on the argument used to call it. We will see it in the example. And call by reference, what is this? A reference to an argument is passed to the parameter rather than value directly. Change made to the parameter will affect the argument used to call subroutine. Now let us see. This is an example of pass by value, that is call by value. Class test, void math, int I, int j, and we have initialized it with this. I star equals 2 means I equals I multiplied by 2, and j divided equals 2 means j assigned with j divided by 2. And let us see what it happens. Now call by value, this is similar, and here the test, as we have created the class test. Now test ob is instantiate test with a new test, initialize a equals 15, b equals 20. Now we print it. If we print it, the value of 15 and 20 will be got printed, and we call our previous function math. Now ob.math ab, and after calling the function, let us see the status of value a and b. Now this is same, that is why we have called that change made to the parameter will no effect on the argument used to call it. Now let us see the call by reference example. So call by reference example, here is a class test int ab, test int I, int j, and a is assigned to it I, b is assigned to it j. Here is test, this is constructor because this is a subroutine like structure and it has same name with the class name. This is called parameterized constructor. Now pass an object. Let us pass an object, void math test o, that is this is an object, and o dot a star equals to o dot b a, this is o object type, o object dot a value star equals 2. This is much more similar with the previous one, and let us see what it happens. Now call by reference, this is a class name and this is similar, test ob, test 1520. Now 1520 A and B before call, the output will be A and B got printed with value 15 and 20, and after calling the procedure math system.out.println, if we want to print the same value, we see that A and B after call it is 30 and 10. That is, it will affect the argument used to call subroutine. This is the main difference between call by value and call by reference. Now we will discuss about exception handling. What is exception handling? Actually, we write a code and compile it. If it is syntactically and semantically okay, compiler will produce no error, and then we will execute it. And while executing, different errors may occur, like coding errors made by programmer, error due to wrong input or passed by other subroutine. When error occur, Java will normally stop and generate an error message. The technical term for this is Java will throw an exception, that is, throw an error. Now exception handling is a good way. Exception handling, how Java does exception handling. Now Java try and catch method. The try statement allows you to define a block of code to be tested for errors while it is being executed, and catch statement allow you to define a block of code to be executed if an error occur in the try block. The try and catch keyword come in pairs. Now syntax is try, inside the try there are block of code, and catch exception block of code. Now there is a keyword finally. The finally statement lets you execute code after try and catch regardless of the result. Now let us see the try catch finally syntax with a real life example. Now public class, my class, I have defined it, and this is similar. Try integer array, this is an integer array of numbers, my numbers, equals, we have initialized it 1 2 3, that is there are 3 elements. System.out.println my numbers 10. Now here is the catch exception will print something went wrong. Finally the system.out.println the try catch is finished. Now what we expect from it? This is, we have defined the array with only 3 elements, but we call it 10, that is 11th element we are calling. So this is array out of bound error will occur. Output will be something went wrong, that is in the catch block the error occurs, catch exception has got, so system.out.println something went wrong. Now try catch is finished. If I use system.out.println my number 2, that is the third element, if I want to access, if I want to print rather, instead of system.out.println my number 10, then what it will produce output? The output will be 3 and the try catch is finished. There is no error in this code. Okay, now let us discuss with Java math class. There are so many inbuilt functions in Java math classes. Let us see. Java math class in Java contains certain methods to perform different numeric operations, for instance exponential, square root, logarithm, trigonometric function, etc. Java math class to perform different numeric calculations in Java math class has provided several methods which you will study further. Some of the methods are minimum, maximum, average, sine, cos, etc. Now let us see about Java math methods. Math minimum, this method returns the smallest of two values. and Java maximum, it will result maximum of two values. This is for cube root and this is for power. And there are some trigonometric functions, math.sin, math.cos, math.tan. There are so many other trigonometric functions. Now let us look simple type wrapper. Now what is this? Actually, in our previous video we have seen that only string is an object type and other data types are called simple data type. Simple data type is int, char, double, boolean, etc. They are passed by value to methods and cannot directly passed by reference. Also, there is no way for two methods to refer the same instance of int. Therefore, needs to create a object representation, that is actually encapsulation, float to double. Now, see once again, wrapper classes provide a way to use primitive data types, that is simple data types int, boolean, etc. as object, like int to integer. Here is the difference: small int to integer, capital integer, etc. Wrapper class in Java is a class whose object wraps or contains a primitive data types. That is, the encapsulation is done here. Now, why and when to use? One of the reasons why we need wrapper is to use them in the collection of API. On the other hand, the wrapper objects hold much more memory compared to primitive types as usual. So, use primitive types when you need efficiency and use wrapper class when you need objects instead of primitive types. The primitive types are not objects, so they do not belong to any class, while storing in data structure which support only classes, only objects rather, while storing in data structures which support only objects, it is required to convert the primitive data type to object, first which we can do by using wrapper class. The integer is a wrapper class of int primitive type. We use wrapper class in this case because generics needs objects, not primitive. Actually, this is not allowed. There are several other reasons you would prefer a wrapper class instead of primitive type. We will discuss them. Now, wrapper class, there are primitive data types and corresponding wrapper class, small byte, capital Byte, etc. Now, let us take an example: public class my class, public static void main, string args, intgr, capital I, my int equals 5, double double, my double assigned with 5.99, character my char assigned with a. Now here the difference is behind, that was the value and this is an object. My int is an object, so we can print the object directly, and similarly for this. And reference and further reading, you may read Java 2, the complete reference by Herbert Schild. Now Java 8 or 9 book is available. You may navigate internet facilities, and thank you. I am Supratim Chakraborty and my YouTube channel is Learn with Joy. If it is helpful to you, then like, share and subscribe.